Hello, sports fans. It's week 5 in the NFL, so the sports buds are back with our picks. Let's dive right into it. I'm Chris Billings. That's Tony Parlay Reyes. That's Nickpedia Kerr. First game of the week. Mario London Town. Did a little bit better than last week. Got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who never crossed back over the Atlantic against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo still favored by 5.5 points, even though they have to travel across the Atlantic. All right, let's start with you, Nick. Who do you have in this game?
I'm going to go with Jacksonville in this game because the Bills are riding high off the ass whooping that they gave the Dolphins last week. And this sort of feels like a trap game for me. Combined with the fact of what you just said, it's that East team going further east. With Jacksonville already being out there, they're not going to have to deal with as much as the media because they already went through it the previous week. They stayed out there. They got to acclimate to everything. I think that the Jags end up winning this game.
Tony?
I think you're onto something there, Nick. I think the Bills are riding a little too high, them having to go fly across the Atlantic there. The Jags played really well against the Falcons. It seemed like their passing game got in order. They stopped dropping as many passes. That Calvin Ridley connection with Trevor Lawrence might start blossoming. 5.5 points definitely feels like a lot. I kind of agree with you. I think the Jags are going to win this game outright and pull the upset over the Bills. I think the Bills are riding a little too high after that win against your Dolphins.
I think y'all are riding a little too high on the Jags off of just one win. Let's be honest, Jags have not looked consistent this season, and Bills seem to finally just get something rolling. They had their stumbling block on week 1, and so far, they've just been trending upward. I think they're going to continue to do so in this game. I think they're going to win by a touchdown or more, despite having to travel and Jacksonville not having to. So I am going with the Buffalo Bills in this game, going with Josh Allen. I think he has a great game. I think Trevor Lawrence has a game. And then also, this isn't going to be a Toy Story game, right? There's no toys running on the field, right, Tony?
I hope not. I am tired of watching those highlights.
All right, let's take it back to the States. We have the Texans at the Atlanta Falcons in the ATL. ATL favored by 1.5 points. Pretty much a pick'em game. I'll start with you, Nick. Who do you have in this game?
In this game, I think I'm going to go with the Texans, and it's strictly because of how well C.J. Stroud is playing. He's an early favorite for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think so far through 4 games, he's got 1,212 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has this offense looking pretty good for a rookie. Go along with DeMeco Ryans. He's definitely turned around that defense. He's brought the same system he had in San Francisco. I think this should be a close game, but the Texans will come out on top at the end.
Nick, I'm in complete agreement with you. I have the Texans as well in this game, especially with as low as that spread is. Yeah, I think the Texans are going to win, continue to win. CJ Stroud's awesome. If this episode was titled Biggest Surprise of the Season, it would be the Texans and CJ Stroud. Honestly, if you were to ask me today, I would say put down some bets on the Texans making the playoffs this year. I think they have full potential to win that division and kind of get a backdoor spot into the playoffs. So I got Stroud and the Texans. So let's check in on Tony. Oh no, Tony! You're on a lonely island for this game. Tell us why you're picking ATL.
My goodness, even the Toy Story version of Desmond Ridder sucks. So I'm going to let you guys know that Desmond Ridder's getting benched in this game. Taylor Heineke's coming in. Taylor Heineke's going to play for the Falcons, and he's going to be the reason they win this game. He's going to play quarterback for them for the rest of the year. Desmond Ridder, I am sorry, you are not good enough to play quarterback in the league. You are atrocious. Even in the Toy Story version, there is no making you look good. You stink. Give me the Falcons by 1.5. That's why I'm on this lonely island.
All right. Hey, Clip Boy, clip that, because that's good. I would have never projected that Taylor Heineke was going to come in. Like, honestly, You have me reconsidering my bet.
Yeah.
So, hey. All right. Moving forward, we had the Carolina Panthers in the Motor City against the Detroit Lions. Detroit favored by 9 points in this game. Nick, let's bounce back to you. Who do you have?
I'm going with the Detroit Lions, and they're coming off a dominant performance against a division rival in Lambeau Field. This week, they get to come home. They get that crowd going. I'm taking the Lions.
Last week, I picked the Lions for the first time in months. They let me down so much last season that I had a strict rule. I'm not picking the Lions anymore. This week, I'm picking the Lions. Lions are doing good. I love what they're doing. Panthers, they got a lot to figure out. They're a true competitor for the number 1 draft pick with the Bears of all teams. So yeah, I think the Lions win this by 10 or more points, double-digit points. Give me the Lions all day in this game. So, let's check Bick and Tony. Is he on the low? No, he's on Zombie Island! Tony, why are you picking the Dirty Cats over the other Dirty Cats?
Which cat is dirtier? Man, I'll be the first to admit it's week 5. I was wrong about the Lions. I think they're still going to win this game, but this game screams backdoor cover to me, written all over it. Panthers are 0-4. They're going to be fighting hard to try and get a win. I have a feeling the Lions are winning by 2 scores late, and then the Panthers get a late touchdown to get a late backdoor cover. So I think the Lions are going to be blowing out the Panthers for the majority of this game. That's the only reason I'm picking the Panthers. I think they go ahead and cover late.
All right. Viewer poll, what's the dirtier cat? Is it the one that bites kneecaps? Or is it the one like the Panthers? They got the statues out front with the giant balls on the cats. They're huge. I've seen them up front. Let us know, folks. All right, we have a divisional matchup. The Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are favored by 1.5 points. I'll start with myself on this game. I'm going with the Colts, who have actually shown a little bit of promise this season. Whereas the Titans, I think Tannehill's past his career. I think the King, Derrick Henry, is just, we're seeing the sunset of his career this season. Would not be surprised if he retires after this year. Heard it here first. So yes, I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. Nick, what about yourself?
Chris, I'm right there with you because Ryan Tannehill has been keeping us guessing every week. Weeks 1 and 3 looked awful. They lost. Weeks 2 and 4 looked serviceable. They won. Being that this week's an odd week, I'm going with the awful. So I'm taking the Colts.
Nick, to be fair, some of us have been guessing on Ryan Tannehill for years, not weeks. Speaking of, Tony, do you have Ryan Tannehill? Do you have the Indianapolis Colts? Let's check in.
Yes, I do. We got ourselves a family play here. I'm back in the Colts. I'm going to tell you something, Nick. My bank account has been guessing wrong on Ryan Tannehill for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it's time. It's time to fade Ryan Tannehill. I really like what the Colts are building there with Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson. Back-to-back overtime games with the Ravens and the Rams. Very competitive team. I think they win this game at home.
That means the Titans are winning this game. All right. We have a New York team traveling to South Florida, much like all the seniors on the East Coast. Not the New York team you're thinking of, though. Giants, fresh off a just humiliating Monday Night Football loss. Got prime time Daniel Jones going up against Tua time, battle of the times. Nick, who do you have in this game? By the way, Dolphins favored by 9.5.
I mean, you know who I'm taking. I think the Miami Dolphins, they have a bounce back game after that very humbling defeat last week in upstate New York. This week, they play another New York team, and they take it out on them. I think Tua and company come back strong this week. Maybe a little bit of a get-right game for that defense. Dolphins win this by double digits.
Nick, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a double-digit win, and I think the Dolphins move to 1-1 against New York teams for the season. I'm willing to bet, though, they're going to finish the season 4-1 against New York teams.
I'd be very happy with that.
Again, heard it here first. Clip boy, make it. Tony, who do you have against the Dolphins and Giants?
I'm in agreement with you guys. I think the Dolphins. I think playing Daniel Jones is a get-right game for any defense. So the Dolphins are going to go ahead and get set. That's a blowout written all over it. There's not even a chance of a backdoor cover because it's in Miami. So I think they just get cooked by the Heat. Bad for the Giants on a short week. Dolphins blowout.
Yep. Daniel Jones, good luck against those Vic Fangio blitzes. So, moving forward, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the New England Patriots. Patriots favored by 1.5 points in Foxborough. I still have no idea who's playing quarterback for the Saints. Start with myself. I'm going with the Patriots. Purely, this is a Bill Belichick play on my part of just, I think the coaching will win out in this game as well as the home field advantage. Tony, what about yourself?
I'm in complete agreement with you. Almost on the exact same logic, purely on coaching and scheme, because I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Saints. Is it going to be Taysom Hill? We thought it was going to be Jameis. He didn't get any snaps last week. Maybe he should have. I don't know. Saints are bad. Patriots are going to win because of coaching. That's what I'm going to go with on that.
Yeah, I've talked about it in earlier episodes. Saints just don't seem to have an identity. So we have a new segment here. We've done the Lonely Island. Now we're going to do Flipping It. Nick, he's just going to flip a coin on this game. Let's see how he does. Nick.
All right, here it goes. So, heads is the home team, tails is the away team. I'm doing this because I honestly have no idea in this game. Because about what you guys both just said. The injury, who's starting at quarterback. On Patriots defense, they got Matt Judon out. They just lost the starting quarter and Christian Gonzalez for the year. So, let's flip it. Of course I did.
He dropped it. Fumble.
Oh,
Heads. So, heads the home team. Going Patriots.
Patriots.
All right.
I avoided a Lonely Island.
No Lonely Island on this game. Patriots across the board. It was meant to be. The fates determined it. All right. We have a divisional matchup. Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers fresh off a loss to the Texans. And Ravens looking very good against the Browns. Baltimore favored by 4.5 points in this game. Nick, who do you have in this game?
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this game because I feel like they have the better offense right now. I know that Pittsburgh does have a good defense with TJ Watt and everything, but Kenny Pickett just has not looked good at all. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Fair, Nick, fair. Yeah, the Steelers, like, holy shit, us as a show completely whiffed on the Steelers. This is why you shouldn't watch ESPN, folks. This is why you shouldn't watch mainstream media. Not to sound like a crazy person, but yeah, like, they had us buying into the Steelers. Steelers are not good. I've talked about it on this show. Yes, they have TJ Watt, but the defense still just is mediocre. They are a bottom third team in the league. Lamar Jackson looked like old school Lamar Jackson. And so, yes, I'm going with the Ravens on this game. Nothing I've seen out of the Steelers these previous 4 weeks inspires any faith out of me. So, let's check in on Tony. You know what that means. Oh no, Tony! Lonely Island time. Tell us why you're picking the Steel City.
Because I'm crazy, man. Clearly, and I'm watching that mainstream media, and I've just been spoon-fed these takes, man. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for the Steelers. It could be Trubisky. That's too many points. 4.5 points. This is field goal game written all over it. Every single Steelers-Ravens game is decided by a field goal or less. Every single one. They all come down to the wire. I'll take the extra 1.5. Steelers probably lose, but I'll take the extra 1.5. So give me those 4.5 points.
This is the year. This is the year everything changes for Mike Tomlin. I'm telling you, I feel it. All right, we got the Cincy Bengals against the Arizona Cardinals in the desert. Cincy's favored by 4 points. Tony. Or actually, I'll start with myself on this game. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this game. Bengals, we just said it with the Steelers. Nothing I've seen out of the Bengals this season inspires any faith in me at the moment. I realize that we've had a couple seasons where the Bengals have started out just piss poor and then managed to bounce back, get into the playoffs. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Honestly, we've had internal discussions amongst us as sports buds that we think Joe Burrow is going to get benched at some point this season. That is how bad they are. That's how bad their offensive line is at the moment. So yeah, I realize Cardinals are, you look at these two teams on paper, but I can't pick the Bengals. I think at the very least the Cardinals cover. So Tony, I will jump to you.
Cardinals are winning this game. I'm in complete agreement with the Cardinals covering, but the Cardinals are going to win. Bengals made some classic mistakes. I really wonder if I told you guys I'm not good with the coaches' names. Zach Taylor, if he would have just benched if he would have just benched Burrow to start the season, he would have bought himself more time and they wouldn't be in this situation. Maybe Burrow could have been a little bit more healthy to play, because the version of Burrow that we're watching right now is not Joe Burrow. It's just a shell of a quarterback, and they're bad. And the Cardinals, they fight. They are competitive in every game. I just don't see them going on the road and beating that Cardinals team with Joe Burrow being a statue. Then he's probably going to get benched, and I don't know, man. The Bengals, I think the season's over for them.
Big time yikes. All right. Folks, it's time for flipping it. Nick is going to flip a coin again to see who he has against the Bengals or Cardinals. He was riding the fence. Yeah. So, Nick, are you going to have the fire in your belly like me and Tony? Or are you going to be eating that Cincinnati chili with Joe Burrow?
We'll see.
Yay! Oh, no!
Heads
I caught it this time!
Yes. Heads again. So it looks like I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right. No lonely for Nick so far. The coin.
Yeah.
And the coin we trust. All right. Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. Philly favored by 4.5 points in this game. Nick, I'll stay with you, hopefully minus the coin this time.
Yes.
Who do you have in this game?
I'm taking the Rams. This feels like a trap game for me. The Eagles traveling west. I don't know. I feel like that team isn't the same as it was last year, and I think it starts with their defense. Last year, I think they had 70 sacks on the season. This year, they just don't look the same. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Rams in this game.
I'm with you as well, Nick. I think the Eagles still win this game, but that 4.5 points just seems a little off to me. I think it's going to be a much closer game than that, especially after what we saw with the Commanders and Eagles last week of just, the Eagles really shouldn't have won that game, but they did. They found ways to win, and that's what championship teams do. And so I think same with this game. It's going to be close. Eagles find a way to win, probably win it by a field goal. So let's check in on Tony. Oh no, he's at the Eagles bar. He's at the Eagles bar right now. Oh, what are you doing there?
Yeah, this one doesn't feel good. This one doesn't feel good at all, let me tell you. It feels real gross. But I think we've all been underselling Matt Stafford, man. That dude might have played some of the best football I've seen him play this season, but I don't like the Rams' offensive line. He started to get hit a lot more in that Colts game, and this game spells trouble for me against that Eagles front. I think they're just able to get too much pressure on Stafford, and I think they hit him too much, and I think they win by about a touchdown, kind of like the Niners did. So that's why I'm picking the Eagles, man. I think they're going to hit Stafford too much, and that O-line for the Rams worries me.
What worries me is that all your Lonely Island picks are making me reconsider my picks so far. We'll see. We'll see how the fates determine things on Sunday. All right, we've gotten to my game. New York Jets and the Denver Broncos. Definitely not the game people anticipated. Wow. But Denver, surprisingly favored by 2.5 points at home. Tony, or actually, I'll stick with myself on this. Let's go Broncos time. I have not picked the Broncos once this season. That's 4 weeks that I've picked against the Broncos. 4 weeks I've been correct. That's right, folks. They're 0-4 against the spread. Honestly, the Broncos shouldn't have beaten the Bears last week. I think there was a lot of things that kind of came together that they managed to win that by just the nick of their teeth, if that even is a phrase. This week, I think that Jets defense is going to punish the offense. I think they're going to find a game plan where Zach Wilson can be successful against the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. Dear God, they were 7th last season. So I'm going with the Jets. All right, Tony, what about yourself? Jets or Broncos?
I agree with you. I think the Jets are going to win this game. I mean, they have a much better team. Like their offensive line, defensive line. The only shortcome the Jets have is Zach Wilson. Played at BYU, maybe has a little bit of experience.
And Nathaniel Hackett.
You're right. Nathaniel Hackett will be back. Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets in this game. I think they're better than the Broncos.
All right. That means it's another segment of Flipping It with Nicholas Kerr. Nick, what's the coin say?
Let's see if I could catch it this time.
Yeah, he got it!
Tails! Tails.
Oh, the
so
coin.
I'm on Jets. Oh,
Jets.
Man.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. The coin made me do it.
Coin? Hey.
Dude.
I'm in agreement with the coin. So good with that.
Survived another Lonely Island.
No shit. Like, maybe we need to start seeing what our record is against the coin.
Yikes. Not good. Not good. Hot seat us.
Yeah. Let's bury those stats under the rock. But hey, you're here for the entertainment, not for the information.
Yeah.
All right, we have the Chiefs at the Vikings. Of course, the Chiefs favored by 5.5 points in this game. Tony, who are you picking? Are you picking Skull Vikings or the KC Chiefs?
Skull Vikings, man. 5.5 points. I flip-flopped on this. Little John Kerry action, just throwing that in there. But just gonna say, man, this spread is weird. The Chiefs were definitely the benefactor of some officiating blunders against the Jets. That was a pretty bad call against Sauce Gardner on a key third down interception Mahomes threw. I think that's too many points, man. Vikings at home, strong home field crowd. I want to say the Vikings could pull this upset, but I'm not going to go that far. Vikings are going to definitely cover this for sure.
Tony, you are old. That was a 20-year reference. I hope you realize that. I too also have the Vikings. Just purely out of holy shit, they gotta turn something around. They're playing at home. Kirk Cousins is playing out of his goddamn mind this season, despite what you'll see in the mainstream media with his 99-yard pick sixes. But he's actually playing really well, and it's a bummer to see him and just how things have gone for him this season. But let's also not forget, this is the battle of Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, the quarterbacks. Speaking of quarterback, now streaming on Netflix. Check it out. It's a good show. But yeah, I'm going with Cole's man, Kirk Cousins. I think they can at least cover on this, if not win this game. For the love of God, something has to go right for the Vikings. Also, Justin Jefferson, you're a bit of an asshole. I'll leave it at that. Let's check in on Nick. Oh no! He's on the lonely island there in Missouri. What's going on? Why are you picking the Chiefs?
I mean, I could be wrong, but Taylor Swift's not going to be at this game, right? No, maybe, but we don't know yet.
We said that last week. We were like, we don't know. She's going to be at the Jets game, and then a day later, they're like, fucking Taylor Swift Jets game.
But I think that this is going to end up being a shootout because two really good quarterbacks, two really good offenses, two very bad defenses. I think that the Chiefs end up pulling this out in the end. I don't think there's going to be a backdoor cover here because, like you guys were saying before, I think the Kirk Cousins magic is gone from last year. He wasted it all last year, going 11-0 in one-score games. I think they end up losing this by a touchdown.
All right. Hey, I know you're on the lonely island, but you're the guy that's picking the defending Super Bowl champions. So who's really the idiot amongst the three of us? All right, closing out Sunday night football, the fucking game of the week, probably the game of the season so far. I would say we can only hope so. Old school 90s battle. Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. In the Bay Area, San Francisco favored by 3.5 points. How can you not love the implications of this game? I'll start with you, Tony. Who do you have in this game?
Been looking forward to this game for a while, man. All season. This is the benchmark for the Cowboys. This is really going to be the litmus test for everything that the Cowboys want, everything that they want to do. Niners have been one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the best team in the NFC the past 5 years. Consistency-wise, I'm going to take the Cowboys because of that hook. I'll say it right now. I don't think the Cowboys win this game. I think they lose by a field goal. I don't think that people have been able to properly eloquate how they feel about them. Cowboys have one of the most talented teams, if not the most talented team in the league. If they put all of the components together, there's no one in the league that can beat them. They just have not been able to do that in the game yet. They've been able to do a majority of it. You saw the defense light up the Giants. You saw the defense light up the Jets. You've seen the defense light up the Patriots, and special teams lit up the Patriots too. But they haven't had that game where all three phases are clicking yet, and I just don't think they have that continuity yet. It is only week 5, and I think the Niners have that continuity. They look like the most complete team, no weaknesses. I think they beat the Cowboys, and it's really close game.
Nick?
I'm right there with you, Tony. I am picking the Cowboys in this game, but going into week 5, Dallas is under 40% in the red zone scoring offensive touchdowns. And I think with what San Francisco has on the other side of the field, field goals might not get it. So I think this game is going to come down to a late score where one of those times in the red zone, it's going to cost them. But I still do think they cover.
Here I am on my lonely island. I'm picking the Niners. I just think the Niners are the better team right now in terms of I always talk about chemistry. Like, chemistry's amazing, defense and offense right now. And we also talked about, like, your quarterback Brock Purdy. He's an afterthought on that offense, and that's wild to think of in today's modern NFL. Like, don't you think the Giants wish they had that Daniel Jones was an afterthought on their offense? Yes. So they're doing so many things right, but I will say, Cowboys fans, you're gonna get your ass kicked in this game, but don't hold it too closely to just your emotions. I think still early. It's week 5. We got a long time to go, and I think, yes, get your ass kicked today, but it helps give you some resolve for the playoffs tomorrow. And so I ultimately think this will be a good game for the Cowboys, but it's a game they're not ready for, and they're not ready to win on the road. So I think that the Niners win by a touchdown. So I'm on my lonely island. Those are the Sunday games. This has been the Sports Buds Week 5 Pick-em Show. I'm Chris Billings. That's Tony Parlay Reyes. That's Nicholas Nicopedia Kerr. It's been great giving you our picks for the week. I hope you win some money, do some good things with it. People, have a great football week.
Thanks for watching the Sports Buds. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.